Yo, what is going on, guys? It's me, Weep here, back with a brand new What If series. This is something I've been teasing for the past couple of days, especially with my more recent Naruto and One Piece What Ifs, such as What If Naruto arrived in Marineford, which came out a while ago, and yesterday, or I guess a few days ago, depending on when this comes out, when I spun a Naruto wheel at random, then I picked some devil fruits off the top of my head on which I thought would fit the characters, or just would be interesting to see them with their current fighting styles from the actual series Naruto. And from that I said that that is actually a precursor to the What If we'll be covering today, which is of course, what if Naruto had devil fruits? Not Naruto as in Naruto, the blonde-haired kid. I mean Naruto as in the world of Naruto has devil fruits summoned to it all from One Piece. One Piece's devil fruits have been sucked, spirited away in fruits inside of the Naruto world. So if you guys are excited for that, make sure to slap the like button, comment down below what your favorite devil fruit is, and let's get started with the story for What If Naruto had devil fruits. From the beginning, Naruto had been manipulated his entire life, and all of shinobi life has been manipulated since the time of Hagoromo Otsutsuki, and of course his descendants Indra and Asura, the first humans to possess chakra, which would be spread out through the ages. However, in this world, things didn't turn out like that. Hagoromo never entrusted ninshu or chakra to his sons. Instead, the chakra that he had been hoarding, when he died, he had been unable to pass it on, and it had been absorbed back into nature. However, something interesting happened from this. All of Hagoromo's powers, all nature releases, once they had been returned to the ground, a strange phenomenon took place. At the roots of the chakra tree, some strange fruits had begun to grow out of the ground, spreading their way across the land. The humans from the villagers outside the Sage's Six Paths territory would try and consume these fruits, thinking that they might have some nutritional benefits or be up for consumption. But what they would quickly find is that these were no normal fruits. They were fruits of that devil woman, Kaguya. Devil fruits. When they would eat these fruits, their bodies simply couldn't take in the power and would die, not having any paths for it to flow it down. But the descendants of Indra and Asura, and those who had been part of the Sage's Six Paths sanctum, would actually be able to consume these fruits and absorb the power of Hagoromo out of them. The power of chakra that Kaguya had left behind that had been reincarnated into these fruits. Realizing that when they themselves passed away, the power would once again return to the earth, just as it had with Hagoromo. The fruit's powers were similar to that of the chakra fruit that Kaguya Otsutsuki had eaten, the very first devil fruit of all. The one that she had consumed before she had been sealed away with Hagoromo's power alongside his brother. Hundreds of years later is where our story begins. The sound of a crying baby boy would fill the air. The third Hokage Hiruzen runs quickly up to the scene, aghast in horror seeing what he finds. Two people very close to him had passed away. The fourth Hokage and Kushina, both shinobi of the leaf. Minato and Kushina, her last dying words before her son were his name. His name is Naruto. Hiruzen would take care of him, so he said, but you all know how that turned out, and would take the baby into his care until he was old enough to walk before he throws him off into the slums somewhere. But I digress. As it had been with all those who die who wield devil fruits, it was unfortunate, but Minato's devil fruit had been lost, returned back to the earth and reincarnated somewhere. And it was something that the leaf was desperately trying to find. Minato Namikaze had one of the strongest devil fruits the leaf had acquired over the years. Minato's power had earned him the title of the Yellow Flash, moving at speeds that should have been impossible for any human. Minato even had the ability to switch himself with targets within a certain range. That range had been improved by Minato his entire life. That being the ultimate power that Minato had cultivated and made feared. The power of the Ope Ope no Mi, which Minato had passed on to him from the Namikaze family, a family of doctors who had been using the fruit up till now in medical purposes. But Minato had discovered a way to use its room properties to give him the ability to teleport and switch between objects. It was a truly terrifying power, especially on the battlefield. Naruto would grow up not knowing about his father. Minato would never have been in his life, nor Kushina. He would just have been some orphan kid. But not just any orphan, no. Minato, using the power of the Ope Ope no Mi, would actually have been able to seal Kurama inside Naruto's body, having used the ultimate awakening of room to create a permanent space inside of Naruto. then transporting the Nine Tails inside there. With this, Naruto would become a Jinchuriki, one who hosts a tailed beast, a chakra demon, a demon that's been around for hundreds of years, so long that the villages have kept them contained in order to threaten them to the others as weapons of mass destruction. The power of the Nine Tails itself was monstrous, being the most powerful of the nine-tailed beasts, and being kept by Konoha. As such, Naruto grew up being feared, all of the families trying to keep their children as far away from him as possible. And it's through this that Naruto himself decided that he'd become the Hokage and make everyone respect him and look up to him. But even in regular Naruto, it was still difficult to become the Hokage. But here in this different timeline, it's going to be much harder. Because in order to become a top-tier shinobi and even be able to survive out there on missions, most people are either going to require to have a devil fruit or some other form of power, something that could help tilt the balance with their will. But anyway, Naruto would still attend the academy alongside everyone else from Konoha, still being trained to his physical limit with taijutsu, as well as knowledge of other nations and their users of devil fruits. Naruto's graduation test exam would be having the entire class going up against one of the Jonin, a Jonin who possessed a devil fruit. The entire class would have 1v1s against a Jonin possessing a devil fruit. In this case, the Jonin who'd been willing to accept the test today would instead be Asuna, the wielder of the smoke fruit, typically owned by, as you guys would know from One Piece, Captain Smoker. I think this is a pretty fitting fruit for Asuna, considering his habits, and how often he was asking Shikamaru for a smoke. Now he can make his own, but not with the benefit of cigarettes. I guess the smoke wouldn't affect his lungs though, considering he's made of smoke. And so, he would have the power of the smoke Logia. Of course, it's not like they were actually expecting any of the kids to beat him in a fight, but they want to see their process and how they're going to actually engage in combat against someone using a devil fruit. Of course, as always in life, there are those who have preferential treatment. As such, there are those from the larger clans who were gifted abilities that were able to help them in actually making combat worthwhile against someone possessing a Logia. That would specifically for one be Sasuke Uchiha, one of the only kids at their age to actually possess a Logia. That being the Mera Mera no Mi, the Flame fruit. And honestly, Sasuke put up a pretty good fight against Asuma, being able to hold out with his Logia versus Logia strength for around 5 minutes before Smoker was able to overpower him with his stamina and just having trained and been alive longer. Sasuke would be aghast, falling to the ground, and be horrified that he's unable to defeat someone who should be so beneath the man he's going after, the man he wants to kill. Sasuke and almost everyone else would be able to pass their graduation exams based off their combat points or actually putting up a good fight. For example of what some other people would be able to do, because now I bet you all are wondering, do they know how to use Haki from One Piece? Is that possible? No. I'm not going to be explaining what happens with Haki here for a while, considering it's going to have some of its own lore. So, you guys are going to have to sit and squirm for a while, just like Part 1 fans of One Piece. Anyway, a lot of them would be able to use different combat techniques, such as Rokushiki's techniques, Hosoken arts, or even the Fishman Karate styles, which have been passed down through their families since the times of the first Hokage, hence making them more unique and making their families able to survive better versus someone like Naruto who has nothing. No specialized training or anyone looking after him while he was a kid, just himself. This world is even more unfair considering that everyone can have different levels of power just based off of how they were born, making the destiny that Neji will talk about later even more accurate. But anyway, Naruto would fail his graduation exam and be told by Mitsuki that there was actually a secret test that he could pass. That being if he entered the third Hokage's office and stole an encyclopedia containing all of the village's devil fruits and their current wielders, and would escape the village, fleeing and giving it back to Mizuki, saying that he would officially pass Naruto if he could pass this hidden exam. Little did Naruto that this was all a lie, a ruse created by Mizuki in order to get all of the information on their current devil fruit users, especially those from the Anbu and the higher levels of the Black Ops, so he could sell it off to another village and make some high bank, so he could hunt them down and take their devil fruits from them. In this world, it's become common practice, especially for shinobi, to instead of killing, capturing their target, locking them up, and letting them starve to death, with a room surrounding them filled with other fruits to force their devil fruit to reincarnate. It's pretty messed up, But in a world where they have child soldiers and people being forced to fight to the death because they all live in the ninja Edo period, I don't think that's quite surprising. Needless to say, Naruto would actually fall for this obvious plot, stealing the hidden scroll from the Hokage's room and fleeing, with the Jonin going after him, as the third Hokage would instruct. Naruto would make it out to the forest, reading through the devil fruits and finding one that he found rather interesting. That's not a person? How can it have a... At that point, Mizuki would throw a shuriken at Naruto's head, Naruto dodging out of the way as the scroll would flop to the ground, and Iruka would show up. Naruto and Iruka having their heartfelt moment as Iruka reminds Naruto of the pain that he endured because of his parents' deaths at the hands of the Nine Tails. Naruto would watch as Iruka gets bullied by Mizuki. Mizuki using some Rishiki shave techniques, kicking Iruka and battering him around. As Iruka's about to fall to the ground, Naruto would yell out for him to stop bullying his sensei, as Naruto's eyes would turn red, chakra flowing all throughout his body. What is this? Naruto remembered what he had read in the scroll, remembering his entire life and why everyone avoided him, why people called him a demon. As Mizuki asks, "Oh, what are you gonna do, little brat?" as Naruto walks up to him, his eyes looking rather serious as a white power begins to cover Naruto's fist. Back merely moments ago, we see inside the scroll what it says. The power of the Gura Gura no Mi. The Nine Tails. That's correct. The Nine Tails has eaten a devil fruit in this what if, with Nine Tails Kurama being accessible to Naruto, making them be able to share the powers of each other's potential devil fruits. Because one soul can handle one devil fruit and Naruto has two souls inside his body, Naruto will be able to consume two devil fruits in this series. With one of them already being consumed through Kurama, Naruto would punch Mizuki with the full power of the Gura Gura no Mi, smashing his head into the ground and causing an earthquake as the white pulse would pop, breaking Mizuki into the ground as he screams out in pain, as Naruto would roar, accessing and tapping into the Nine Tails Devil Fruit. I think giving Kurama, who is this monster in the anime, the power to control earthquakes and basically destroy the world is rather fitting. Considering he's the strongest of the tailed beast, and his hatred for humanity, it's no wonder they had to keep him sealed in order not to destroy the entire planet, using the power that he had eaten eons ago. The full power of the Gura Gura no Mi, the Quake fruit. The power that's enough to destroy an entire world. And now it's in Naruto's hands. You guys have to remember too that it's kind of rare for someone to be a Jinchuriki in this series now, because they would require a devil fruit user who has the capability of sealing something into another thing. Hence being why Minato's power using the Ope no Mi to seal Kurama inside Naruto is such a rare event, making Naruto have the same weird type of body that someone like Blackbeard has in One Piece. Mizuki's eyes would turn white and saliva would spew out of his mouth as Naruto's rage channels into the Gura Gura no Mi's power and breaks him. Iruka would have tears in his eyes telling Naruto that he passes, giving him his headband, as symbolic as it is, and telling Naruto he's officially allowed to become a shinobi. The Leaf Village would have had a mild earthquake that day, Mizuki being defeated and Naruto returning to the village, returning the scroll that he had taken, and pretty much being forgiven. With everyone shocked seeing that Naruto had actually passed the graduation exam, the teams would be assigned. With an interesting change taking place. Naruto, Hinata, and Sasuke would be placed on the same team. With Naruto being considered as devil fruitless and not having any special techniques, we would have one devil fruit eater, Sasuke, with the Maramara no Mi. Hinata is able to use the Hyuga special type jutsu, which is a taijutsu technique that with her Byakugan, which is a Kekigenkai. Kekigenkai are still in the series. Sasuke still has the power of awakening inside of him to be able to awaken a Sharingan. All of Kekigenkai are still here. So she still has to use the Byakugan to disable people and for X-ray and basically other rare type abilities that most regular people won't have. They would be paired with Naruto in order to see what he can do and at least give him the chance as a Genin. The rest of the other teams would seem pretty similar at first, but we quickly noticed something. Kiba and Inu both failed the exam, with him and Akamaru not even really being able to do any damage or have any idea of what they were doing against someone with a Logia power. He was put at a disadvantage and put back to next year, failing this year's exam, with him being even more shocked that Naruto, that failure, was able to pass over him, even though he had all of the techniques from his family. It was something that definitely pissed him off. and Ino just doesn't have enough combat skills, with her being more focused on other skills from her family, such as interrogation and the like. She just simply did not have enough power to pass this year's exam, with the graduates from this year moving on in smaller teams. So instead we have Shino, who did pass, now in the Ina Shikacho team. So we have Shino, Shikamaru, Choji as one team, while Sasuke, Hinata, and Naruto would be the other team. This may seem pretty harsh, but something you guys have to consider is that in this world, it's kill or be killed, and the dissemination of techniques and information is not something even within villages that families wanted to do since the times of Hashirama. As such, it's incredibly rare that Naruto was able to pass, with him already still having failed twice in other years and not having any situation to show off his latent potential. Team 7 would still have their sensei being Kakashi, while we have the former Ina Shikacho, now the Ina Shinocho, being trained by Asuma. Kurenai not having a team to train because 3 people didn't pass this year, so there's no genin for her to train. As such, there are only 2 teams, with Team Kakashi and Team Asuma. So, Kakashi would take his 3 students, heading up to where he would originally have given his speech, asking them about their hopes and dreams. Naruto saying that he vows his dream is to become the Hokage. Sasuke would say that he doesn't particularly like anything, with Naruto's being ramen, of course, and that he instead hates a lot of things. One of those things being a certain man that he has to kill no matter what. Hinata, in an ironic change of events, would be poking her fingers at themselves, saying that there is some things that she likes, as she looks over at Naruto, blushing. Naruto is completely oblivious. Naruto would actually be mad that he ended up on the same team as Sasuke, thinking that he wished that it had been Sakura who passed instead, and then he could have Sakura and Hinata on his team and it would have been great. But no, I had to end up with that gloomy douchebag. Damn Sasuke. Anyway, Naruto and Hinata and Sasuke's talks had finished, with Kakashi instructing them tomorrow to come to the training fields without eating breakfast, saying that it would be bad and they would fail their mission. Naruto, Hinata, and Sasuke would all show up without eating. No shenanigans taking place with Sasuke or Sakura or anything. Sakura just being disappointed that she couldn't be on a team with Sasuke and now was a year behind. So that scene never happens where she makes fun of an orphan in front of an orphan. That was so dumb, by the way. But anyway, the next day would come as the team would meet to take the bell test, with Kakashi waiting, stating that anyone here who would be able to take one of the 2 bells would pass and the other would be sent back to the academy. His eyes narrowing on Naruto. Naruto would realize it, saying that this isn't fair. Kakashi would have a smug smile under his mask, saying that life isn't fair. Saying that those who aren't able to perform consistently will fall behind and fail. He would look almost into Naruto's soul, narrowing his one good eye as he then says to Naruto, "You can't rely on a fluke to carry you through life or missions." Naruto would strain his face as he looks at Kakashi, saying he's not going to let him get away with that, as Kakashi would say the bell test would start. Naruto would run forward while Hinata and Sasuke would jump to the sides, trying to gain more information about Kakashi, learning about information on his devil fruit, or his fighting style, or anything. Hinata using Byakugan and Sasuke, well, just watching, hoping to not burn down the forest they're in. Naruto would throw a punch at Kakashi, who would catch it with ease, as Kakashi would simply lean forward and touch the right side of Naruto's face. You! Kakashi would grin under his mask as he touches his face, suddenly transforming, as he would transform, pulling his mask down into Naruto. What the hell? I ate the clone fruit, and I've mastered it to the point that I can even copy other people's abilities whose forms I take. That's the true power of this devil fruit. Yeah, that's right. Kakashi is able to use the copy fruit, Bon Clay's fruit, to its maximum potential, having awakened it, giving him the full power of the Mane no Mi, making him the true copy ninja. This combined with his Sharingan, which he hasn't revealed yet, makes him an insane shinobi and fighter, giving him the valued title of the copy ninja. Kakashi would kick Naruto as the 2 clones would fight, with the other Naruto easily overpowering the real one. As Naruto would try and throw a kunai at his fake imposter, Kakashi would just pull his mask up, transforming back into himself and then retransforming into another person. Some random dude he had been fighting at one point in a mission. And this person would actually have the power to rust away the kunai, just simply touching the kunai as it rusts away to bits. Of course, there will be some limits to his power and some things that he can't be able to copy with the copy fruit, and I'll be explaining that later when the fight with Zabuza comes up. But for now, this is already a pretty imposing threat on Naruto, who has basically any advantage of a variety of abilities taken away from him, even if he could tap into the power of that damn fox. A teardrop of sweat would trickle down his face as a ball of flame would come rampaging out of the forest. Naruto's face shocked as Sasuke would use a fire fist against Kakashi. If you guys want to see the next part for What If Naruto had Devil Fruits and enjoyed this style of writing with a new twist on Naruto, make sure to hit the like button and comment down below what you liked. I'm hoping you guys liked what I did with Kakashi with his copy fruit from the goat Bon Clay, and also the extra abilities I've given him considering he's had it for so long at the point of the series. I didn't want to give him an unawakened version because I feel like it won't fit his abilities or character as much, and also with the limitations I'll be putting on the awakening of the fruit, I think you guys will like what's going on with Kakashi. I'll be getting more into that with the fight with Zabuza and also after the Part 1 Naruto stuff into Shippuden, but that is pretty much the wrap for Episode 1, Chapter 1 for What If Naruto Had Devil Fruits, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you, and goodbye. And also, for those of you wondering why I gave Naruto, or I guess Kurama, the Quake fruit, I think it is the perfect fit, considering Whitebeard's will from One Piece to have a family, Kurama and the Ten Tails and Hagoromo, and Naruto's loneliness, his dream, Whitebeard's dream to have a family. I think that's great, but that's just me. If you guys can't appreciate that writing, that's on you.